So hi, it's Raj Berry here, just our third video on this property behind me that you can see that's undergoing a refurbishment at the moment. I've just dropped by for my sort of weekly visit just to see how the guys are getting on with the sort of a light refurb that needed in there. So lots of stuff was left behind here, that was cleared out, it's undergoing refurb. What I want to do in the second part of the video today is I want to talk about leverage, money and time. But before we do that, let's just go and have a look to see how the property's. The sort of living room straight off the street, and you can see from the video last week, won't get the guys in, there's a few guys working here at the moment, part of my team. Yeah, the painting's going on pretty well. No carpet still, obviously that's done after all the painting's finished. We're going to get the carpets put down next week, so let's just walk you through and you'll see the improvement obviously from last week because my guys have been here. A couple of new doors were needed because they were a bit cracked, so we will have them replaced. Kitchen's still in pretty good nick. Decided to get the oven changed actually, it's 6.5, 7 years old. Really annoying because a lot of ovens, you know, the front panels you can see here, the numbers wipe out, so you can't actually see, you know, what's on and what isn't. But anyway, the oven was in a poor condition, so we've just kind of had it done. It's all been repainted, nothing damaged here, and I won't go through here on this video. That's the bathroom in there, again, getting a good paint job. So yeah, we're not far away. Carpets to do, which will be next week. And then the final things one does on a property like this, after the carpets have been put down, is just to get the cleaners in to do a deep clean, so we'll book them in shortly to do that. So yeah, just going through it. It's an unfurnished buy-to-let, and yeah, you can just see it's paint's drying, and again just carrying on, same video as last week, along the upper landing to the right. I won't go in here, this is a second bedroom, the paint on the door looks wet. Second double bedroom, and then the third one, which is a fairly decent sized single. It's got a good garden here, so, and you can see, I'm just looking at the back, it was overgrown. There was a lot of mattresses and beds and things dumped here by the tenant, so those all had to be cleared out. It's quite a nice area in Nottingham, so this will suit a family using one of the LHA strategies, or possibly two sharers, which I'll explain in future videos. So this video is just about the property. And as I said outside, one of the plans I've got is to actually talk about leverage on this video. So I'll do that in the second half of the video just to give you some flavour of the kind of things I'm talking about when I'm talking about leverage. So look out for that shortly. So as promised, I'm going to talk a bit about leverage. What I'm going to do is I will explore some of these concepts I mentioned in this video in more detail in later videos. But let's talk about the types of leverage that I've applied and I'm still applying to the property that I'm profiling at the moment. In future videos, the themes that I go through will become very, very familiar to you when I talk about them as I describe other properties in my portfolio. So today what we're going to look at are two concepts of leverage, which is money and time. So conceptually, I've often compared investing in property to investing in shares. Now you might think, well, where's the similarity? Well, the similarity is that not only do I want the annual dividend that you often get from shares, which in this case is the rent, I also want my shares to increase in value over time. In this case, I want the property's value to increase over time. And this is often referred to as capital growth. And of course, in general, the price of property in the UK over the long term does tend to keep rising. So to reduce my risk to this particular investment, I always recycle the initial capital or money that I've used by using two principles. One, buying properties at a deep discount, and secondly, by adding value through refurbishments to increase the end value. Done correctly, number one and number two can allow you to recycle your capital and use it again and again on the next project within a relatively short period of time. Now for me, that's generally worked out to around 12 months between buying it, refurbishing it and refinancing it to recycle my capital. But it can be done in as short a time as 6 months. The property that I've been showcasing in this video was refinanced many, many years ago, so that none of my own money is involved in this investment anymore. If you want to look at it in a more simplistic way, I've effectively got a 100% mortgage, okay, on this particular property. Often this is referred to by investors like myself as infinite return on investment. And I'll be sure to record another video of how I personally view ROI. It's a little bit more complex than people will have you believe, but I'll explain that in another video. So leverage number one is to get great at leveraging the bank's money. And that's what I'm doing in the property that I've just been showing in this video. It's all the bank's money. It's not my money. Leverage number two is time. Obviously, as investors, that's your most valuable asset. So when I get good contractors, I just keep using the same people again and again and again. So the team working in the property at the moment have not only taken responsibility for the decorating, but also minor repairs. They've also got contacts who are specialists in property clearance. So guess what? I didn't arrange that. As I mentioned, the previous tenants had left a lot of their unwanted possessions throughout the property, particularly the rear garden, which had a lot of mattresses, beds, bits of furniture. But I didn't ring the clearance team, did. The guys who've been working on the property, my property maintenance team, they did that. Obviously it takes time to build these teams, but once you get them, keep using them. So property clearance was done by leveraging the contractor's contacts, so saving me time. The same contractor who's currently doing the refurbishment was also able to arrange a carpet fitter he knows to measure up very quickly, and the carpets are due to go in shortly. Again, I didn't arrange that. The contractor did. Okay. If required, the same contractor could also call my electrician, my plumber, and the list goes on. So fantastic time leverage. It's taken me time to build up a team that I trust and they trust me. And there are obvious mutual benefits of all of us working together. I don't have to keep looking for new contractors and they get regular business from me. So continuing with the time leverage theme, having established a local reliable team, it's been a case of then making the right phone call at the right time. So I've contacted the team to clean the external parts of the property, predominantly windows and window frames and the doors. Other calls I've made just from the comfort of this office have been to the guy who fits our blinds. Fondly we call him the blind fitter, and he's been out to measure, so he'll be in the property shortly fitting the blinds. And then the final team who will go into the property will be the cleaners, and they will do a deep clean before the property goes back on the rental. Now I don't have an office, I work from home, so unless I happen to be at the property, contractors come to our house to pick up the keys and then drop them off. This property is destined to be let using the LHA strategy model. So the market rent around here for this type of property is about £650 a month, but for this type of property I'm expecting to achieve around £940 a month, giving a healthy net cash flow of around £600 a month, which is not bad for an unfurnished property, which is not, I repeat, this is not an HMO, so no bills payable, no furniture, no HMO regulations. If you want to learn more about LHA strategies, be sure to get in touch with me or watch the webinar, and I'll leave the links below. Myself and Mark Morris did a webinar recently on LHA strategies, so watch that, and then if it's something you're interested in, get in touch. As I say, I'll leave the links in the video below. So a final point to leverage my time even further is that I'm now, for the very first time, going to try a local agent to see if they can replicate everything I can do with respect to the LHA strategy. If they can, the long-term relationship will be mutually beneficial. If they can't, then I'm afraid it's back to me. Finding an agent with expertise in LHA, housing benefit tenants, or universal credit, whatever you want to call it, isn't easy. But I'll leave that for another day. I'll record another video of how I've gone about trying to at least try an agent who I hope can replicate stuff I can do. So that's it for this video. It's a bit of a long one, but I want to get those concepts across. This is Raj Berry signing off until the next video.